Hey, this is Matty Trump and Mix and Master My Song. Today I'm going to go over how to use multi-band compression on vocals and just show you some tricks that I do to make vocals, stand out more. So right now we got this vocal from artist Meekins. He always is nice enough to let me use his stuff to do some of these tutorials. And you can see, I'll just play it really quick so you can kind of hear it.
Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume, and she be skating on my armor like the X. Dreamed it.
So it sounds good. I just think it needs to be a little brighter. We can bring out some of the bass and just kind of make it push through a little more with some compression as well. So I usually start things off. I have this kind of preset I made, and you can see it's got a couple bands, and you can use any multi-band compressor. It doesn't really matter. Here I just break it up into 6 different bands, and I'll go through each one and what they're kind of doing.
Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly.
So the first band I mess with is the high frequency content, and you can solo it, and this kind of gives us some of that air and pushes the song out a little more. So I gained it up about 3 dB, and then
Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the.
And then you can turn the threshold down, which is actually, on compression, the threshold.
Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume.
And so for me, it works as 2 different things. It works as one, the gain of the high end, and it also de-esses a little bit too. Now, if a vocal is really essy, I might de-ess it later on, but it's a good start and kind of helps, take some of that nasty essy frequency out right off the bat. And then here, I'll probably just do a little bit of light compression. This is kind of like our mid-range area, high mids, mid-range area, and it's where a lot of the vocal information is. So I don't compress it too hard, just a little bit to push it out a little further, and then if necessary, I can turn these up.
Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume.
To get more of that sound, or
then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume.
That
and
sound.
she be skating on my armor like the X. Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume, and she be skating on my armor like the X.
And then just compress them a bit more, just to have them, all kind of tight and keep the transients tight together. This band is where I find a lot of the mud. Also, one more thing on the slow mid, there's also a lot of nasty sound in this area, your 2 to 5K area. So depending on the vocal, I might compress it harder or not. Just kind of depends on the song. Down here is where another kind of where like a lot of the mud of a vocal comes from, and you can hear like the woo woo, and more so even here. That kind of 2 to 500 hertz area. I'll compress that pretty hard usually.
Dreamed it, then I lived it,
now the telly so we'll bring that down.
And she be skating on my armor like the X. Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume.
And it's cool because every vocal is different. So, like if he's a little wider in that area where that mud is, then you can bring it out.
Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume.
And then this last low band before the subsonic area is sometimes where there's a little bit of warmth and you can get some more body out. So depending on the vocal, there's not always a whole lot there, but you can compress a little and maybe push it a little depending on the vocal.
Then I lived it, now the
and then this is the subsonic area. What I do with this is just mud and air conditioning noise and just rumble and stuff you don't need.
Dreamed it, then I lived it,
So
now
I'll
the
just
telly
compress
got a
that quite a
perfume.
bit.
And she be skating on my armor.
And that's from, 60 hertz down.
Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume, and she be skating.
So even without us really doing much, not listening so much, more just showing.
Dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume,
That
and
sounds
she
better
be
already,
skating on my.
So hopefully that can help you out learning how to use a multi-band compressor and start messing with vocals. You can use multi-band compressors, everything. Bass, I use it a lot on kicks. It's a great tool, and it really gives you control over your compression, so you don't have to compress like the whole signal just with one signal compressor. So let me know if you got any questions. Hit us up online and check us out if you need anything mixed and mastered. Thanks.
You dreamed it, then I lived it, now the telly got a perfume, and she be skating on my armor like the